All right, we are now streaming live. So good evening, everybody. Super excited to be here tonight. My name is Leigh Raeder and I'm a master cosmetologist. And I am actually joined by Sara Sampaio. So if you want to just introduce yourself, Sara.
Sure. So I'm Sara Sampaio, and I'm an esthetician, makeup artist out of New York. I live in Sleepy Hollow, New York, which is in Westchester County. Yeah, and I'm excited to be here with you today, Leigh. Thank you.
Yeah, so today, or I should say tonight, we're going to be talking about the importance of skincare hygiene. And, this is something that I know that you're really passionate talking about because, we were just talking before we went live that, there's just some tips that we're going to share with people that you may not know. And it can really make a big difference, when it comes to your skincare. So I think like the most important thing, and this has really been talked about pretty heavily for the last, year or so, but just really making sure that your hands are clean, washing your hands.
So important.
Yeah. And if you just want to talk a little bit about that, like why it's important to, have clean hands.
I just think obviously in the last year, we've certainly have learned all about hygiene and how to every second of the day, make sure that your hands are cleaned. And it's really important, but anything that obviously we touch is going to be on your hands. And then once, you start doing your skincare or anything else and touching your face, it's going to go from your hands right to your face. So it's really important, even like when you're home, right? Because, when you're home doing your own thing, it's like when you start doing your makeup routine or your skincare routine, the first thing that everybody should do is just go ahead, wash your hands with, your antibacterial soap or your soap that you have at your sink, cleanse them off really well, and then start your routine, right? Because we're so busy doing everything else in life that we want to get right into our skincare or we want to get right into our makeup, but definitely wash your hands first. So,
yeah. And that's so true. And I even tell people like, pay attention to how often you're touching your face too. Because people don't even realize, like even throughout the day, after you apply your skincare, like really be conscious of, not touching your face because you might have just not only bacteria, but oils and things that can get on your face and cause some issues with that. So let's just talk a little bit, because I know that a lot of people out there may have skincare, in different tubs like this, maybe in some different containers. And I know that, the most people probably just open up the container and they just kind of dip their fingers in there and get that product out. And, that's just what they do. So do you want to just kind of touch a little bit about that?
I do. It's so important if you open that up. So a lot of I love our products and our packaging, first of all, is like top notch, right? So when you open one of our products in one of their little tubs, there's going to be a top on there. Well, there's a really good reason for that. That top is to protect your product that's in there. So you want to open it. I actually just open a little bit. Exactly. I don't even open all of it. I open a little bit, and this is our gelée. So it's like you open it a little bit. It comes with an applicator. So you want to take your applicator and grab a little bit. And what I love about that applicator, it really has like a little tiny divot in it. And that's really all you need. You don't need more than that. And then you're going to grab it and apply it on your, face. But the top on the container, you want to leave it on there. And you want to leave it to protect your, whatever product it is. This happens to be the gelée. But we have other products that also have the tops on, and those are there for good reason. So don't throw them. Yeah, this is our eye balm. So the eye balm has you can actually remove it just like that and put it back and keep it there, because it's going to protect your eye balm, your skincare, because if you don't, it could dry out. You don't want your product to dry out, right? And if we don't tighten our products really tight, they are going to dry out. And whether it's a skincare product or a makeup product, right? We want to protect the efficacy of the whatever is inside. So definitely using an applicator. And then after you use your applicator, like rinse it off, right? Or spray some alcohol on it. Either way, you want to clean it, because once you remove the product, it's going on your hands, right? And our hands always have some sort of oils on there. So you always want to wash your applicator. So important.
Yeah, and I use these. These are just like some alcohol wipes. I mean, you don't probably have to get like too, technical with it, but I just have those, and I just have, especially like, the last like year and a half, like I've just gotten really used to using those to wipe things off. So this is the applicator that comes with our renewal products. And then I literally, after I wash it, I actually put it and I store it underneath the cap, because then that keeps it sanitary too. It's not like laying out on my makeup vanity or, in some drawer with my other things.
Or you're going to lose it, right? It's like
exactly.
really small, and you want to make sure that you have it. So I love that you can put it right on there. And then for the next time that you need it, there it is, easy, accessible.
And so like, why should we use, these applicators instead of our fingers? Like, even if we wash our hands and they're clean and we're dipping it in, why should we opt for using like some kind of a spatula instead?
Well, I think it's important to use the spatula. First of all, it's going to give you sort of like a measuring, right? Like, you're not going to, like, if you dipped your hand in there, you would grab so much, right? First of all, measuring. Second of all, like I said, we always have some sort of oils on our skin. We touched our face, like we put on our moisturizer. We washed our hands, but we've moisturized. We put on the serum, right? So we're gonna have, something on your skin, oils or the leftover of some product. So when you're using an applicator, you're really keeping your products sanitary, and you're not dipping anything in there, adding an oil. And then it's, our products do have a shelf life, and they do have, if you all of a sudden have oils on your hand, or you have another product on your hand, and you're putting it into another product, it's really going to break down that efficacy of that product, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And like, depending on what is on your fingers, you could contaminate the entire product as well. And it can just like, change, like you said. So I held this up before, and this is actually an applicator that comes with the Lumiere to the Eye Balm. And this too, you can just clean, make sure, it's clean, and you can kind of dip it in your eye balm, and you can apply this right to, your eye area, wipe it off, keep it clean. And so this is another great example. And I do use this sometimes for other products too. So you don't have to just use, one applicator for each product. You can kind of mix and match them a little bit.
As long as you've cleaned it off, it's not a big deal, and that applicator feels so nice on the skin. Like, just doing the massage microcirculation right along the eyes, it just feels wonderful. So and clients, people really love that.
Yeah, so you can just like rinse them off at your sink, the applicators. You can use alcohol wipes like I do. You can even spray them with a little bit of alcohol, and then, I've got some cotton rounds that I will sometimes wipe things off. I'm a little bit more careful because my skin is very acne prone. I have very sensitive skin, so I do have to be really careful with things. But that kind of leads me to my next, thing is, a quick tip also would be, don't pick your skin. Do you want to just touch on that a little bit?
You are talking to, I feel like on a daily basis, I'm constantly talking. Like on Saturday, I feel like all my clients were some sort of acne client, right? So I did a lot of acne treatments, and I just was trying to drill into the heads of these teenagers. Please don't pick your face. Like, it's so important, we see something, we want to like get rid of it, right? Like, it has its own process, our skin has the process that it needs to go through, but that actually picking your skin can be so damaging and causing acne scarring, right? Yeah. So I always say, please don't pick your skin. There's so many other things. Go see a professional if you're breaking out. There's a whole process before we get to the extraction. So when you're at home and you're just like, there's like a whole process before that you can do that, because you have to get the pore ready for that extraction. So when you do it at home, you're damaging your skin. So don't do it. We have an amazing ice roller. I always recommend my clients, if they have any active breakouts, to ice roll their face. Yes. And just roll it in, so that inflammation is going to go down, and you're really helping your skin. And then you make sure that with the alcohol wipe, you clean that up before you put it back into the refrigerator. So, or the freezer, either one. But it's really important to bring the inflammation down and not touch your skin, even though I know you want to, like, it's like an instinct, you know? Try not to. I see a lot of skin damage. From, you know, acne scarring, and, you know, over time, you know, it's people do have self-conscious about that. And it's, you need to do a lot of invasive treatments in order to get rid of those. So.
Yeah. And I think too, like that bacteria can spread to your other pores and really just cause even more issues. And it's really difficult, but I'm telling you, these ice rollers, like these have been amazing. A game changer for my skin. And like right now with like where I am, it's been really hot. Oh, it feels so good even on your neck and your shoulders. So just wanted, I know we're not talking about this, but had to just put a little plug in there for
multi-purpose.
Very multi-purpose. So I just have to bring up this new beauty that we actually just launched, very recent. And this is our Lumi the skincare brush set. So I know some of you are maybe like, okay, well, you know, yeah, these applicators are great or something, but these brushes, this
life.
And I know we just got ours, so they're like brand new, have the tag on it and everything. I've been trying to like keep it all nice for this broadcast, but we're going to actually go over each brush and share with you how to use it, because one of the other things that I kind of wanted to touch on is when you use your hands to apply, you know, your serums and your moisturizers and things like that, so much of that product actually just soaks into your fingers and really doesn't get as much on your skin. So skincare brushes are all the rage lately, because let's just kind of show this. Now, it comes in this little case and it zips up, so it's clear, you can see them. And the first brush I'm going to take out is actually the cleanse brush. And what's really nice about these brushes is it actually tells you on it, it says cleanse. So it tells you the purpose of the brush. And you were actually holding this up earlier. And what did you say about the bristles?
I love this brush because look, I don't know if you can tell, but there's texture to it. You see right? And when you see right there, when you put your cleanser on here, I like to cleanse a dry cleanse to start with. So I wouldn't even wet the brush. I kind of would just put it on there, and then you're going to cleanse your face. But these, this little texture is really going to help cleanse your face and get into your pores, your fine lines, and really like just give you like that extra cleanse that you really want, right? And we all desire for. So now here's a brush that's going to help you. And then once I apply the cleanser, then I'll add a little bit of water and then go ahead and set it up. We have some cleansers that will set and some that won't. So depending on the cleanser that you're using, but it's like and I like to do the double cleanse. So then you would rinse off your brush and then cleanse one more time. I think you're really going to like it.
And you know what I love about them too is it's super, super soft. Like I know you guys watching can't feel it, but sometimes we think of brushes as not being, you know, this soft. And when you were talking about, you know, the scalloped bristles kind of help get into your pores and give you a deeper cleanse. What I like about it too is you can even get really, you know, in the crevices around your nose, you know, those hard to reach areas. I've also noticed that I get more like sudsing with the brush versus just using like my fingers.
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed that too. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like you're giving yourself a little spa treatment when you're using this brush.
Plus you don't lose the product, right? Like you're just massaging it into the skin, and it's not abrasive. It's really soft. Yeah. So it's really going to do the job, right, of that cleansing the skin, removing oils, removing the dirt. it's going to do all of that without being abrasive, which I think it's really nice. Like even if you have sensitive skin and you always wanted to have like, a brush to exfoliate with, or to, wash your face with. Now this is going to really, meet that need for you because it's so soft.
It is. And I like how it's like a mini handle too. So it doesn't take up like a ton more room. It's just easy to hold in your hand. And I like to go in circular motions. I even like to cleanse my neck a little bit too, because I usually treat my neck and my décolleté. So I like to cleanse, tone, treat, moisturize, all those steps with this
everywhere.
too. Yeah. So this is the cleanse brush. So the next brush, I'm going to actually move over to the treat brush. And the treat brush looks like this. So you can kind of see the treat brush. Yeah, and it's the treatment brush, but it does say treat brush. I like treat, it's a treat. But this rounded brush design gives you a gentle, touch-free way to pat in your treatment. So what you do is you apply a few drops of your treatment into the brush, or you can even apply it into your palm and gently stipple the brush onto the face, or wherever you want to put that treatment in that area, and that's going to apply it. Now this one is, these are synthetic brushes too, so it's not going to absorb a lot of product. So the product's going to go onto your skin. So like what I was saying before about, if you put it on the palm of your hand or even on your fingers, you are going to have some of that treatment absorb into your skin, and you're just going to get less on your face. So this will really help you save product, and you won't go through it quite as fast.
And it's going to penetrate right into your skin, which I think is really nice, and the brush is so soft as well. All of these brushes are super soft. And I love that they're all the way that they're shaped, right? It serves its purpose. Like this is to treat and provide that treatment, and versus like when the cleansing one had texture to it. So they really did their research on how to apply your skincare with all the different types of brushes.
So this is fun because this actually has like silicone, but this is the mask brush. So if you guys can see this, it actually has like a rounded edge to it, but it's flat. Yep, it's flat. And this is a mask tool, and it's really a mess-free way to apply any of your masks. And it's so funny because I used to try to use like a foundation brush. I used to try to use like all these brushes to like paint my mask on, but this one, it just goes on so nice. And again, nothing absorbs into this silicone. So you actually get the mask on your face. And I feel like you can get a little bit more even on your skin. And it's not as messy. You don't have to get all over.
This is going to be so nice to apply the volcanic mask because it's like you're not going to have it, like you said, the product all over your hands. And it's just such a nice application. So, when you apply your mask, you're going to grab a little bit of product because our products go a long way. So you don't need a lot. So I think that the mask brush is really also going to help with that, right? With that little fine application, and you just are going to take it all the way to your neck. I mean, I even do my décolleté. So I think it's really nice, and you grab a little bit of product at a time. And overall, I think this is going to be one of my favorite brushes, just because of the mess free.
For sure. I totally agree. Now, our last brush in this little kit is the Moisturizer Brush. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but it actually kind of has like a scooped edge on it. I guess it would be a unique dome shape brush design. So it actually allows you to kind of scoop into your moisturizer, and then you kind of start applying your moisturizer and kind of, work it into the skin this way. And
or grab your scoop, right? Like scoop it out, put it in here, and or if you have a pump, you just, I think it's so nice right there,
and massage it in.
I'm excited to use it.
Yeah.
And this one feels extra soft. Like it's so soft. I mean,
It is.
If you these are brand new, so if you haven't like order them, go ahead and order them, because I promise you, you're going to love them. They're going to be part of like your everyday skincare routine, because first of all, it's going to help you save some product. Second of all, it's going to give you like an even application. And then third of all, you're not going to be messy. Like your hands are not going to be all full of the product, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. I love
They
them.
make a really great gift too.
Oh yeah, totally.
So
With
think
some,
about those people in your life that need a set. So now
yeah.
I know like one of the most common questions is like, okay, well, once I get my brush set, you know, how do I take care of these brushes? And really what we recommend is cleanse them daily. So after you use them, what you can do is just rinse them thoroughly. But what you want to do is once you rinse them, you want to kind of let them dry with the bristles down on a clean towel. So I will usually kind of actually prop mine up against my skincare and let them dry like that. I'll put them at an angle so the air can still kind of circulate under there. But the reason you want to do that is because all the water will be kind of drawn out of, you know, this way instead of it going into the handle and, you know, loosening the glue over time or, you know, whatever. So they will definitely last a lot longer. But then
I also don't soak them, right? Like when you're washing them, don't soak them in a bowl, right? Because if you take and you soak it in a bowl like this, then, you know, then it's going to break up, like you said, that glue. So just take the water and what you're cleansing it with and just cleanse it off like that. And then just lay it flat or on an angle. But definitely don't soak them, and definitely don't take them all and stick them in a bowl of water. Okay.
No, that's a really good point. And then what you want to do is you actually want to deep clean them at least monthly. And what you can do is, yeah, you can put a little bit of soap. I like to put the soap in the palm of my hand, like you said, and just kind of work the bristles like that, run it under hot water, warm water, and then I really kind of wring it out, make sure there's no more suds coming out. Sure, I wring it out really good. And then, you know, I will put it on an angle to dry. And but I know you wanted to mention even cleaning your makeup brushes, because I know that's something that you talk to your clients about as well.
So important, you know. I always say, first of all, if you're having some sort of a breakout, you have to wash your brushes every day, right? And I love how you wash your foundation brush every day. So if you're using a foundation brush or, you know, even a beauty blender, right? Like wash that every day. You know, it's so important. It's touching your skin every day. And then, you know, like your powder brushes, your eyeshadow brushes, you know, if you wash them weekly, that's perfect. Again, unless you're having something going on, like if you had a sty, okay, you don't want to put makeup on. And if you have to disinfect your brushes, and then just put them to the side until that's done. But other than that, I would say weekly, definitely disinfect them. And, you know, we have quite a plethora of different products that you can use for deep cleaning your brushes. And I love to use our snap concentrate and our disinfectant. I like to do a little bit of mixture of both. And for the monthly cleaning, that is a great option.
Yeah, I like that too, because they work really good and they don't dry out the bristles either, because you do have to be careful. You know, you don't want to use something really harsh. Like I would not even spray these brushes like with alcohol.
Oh no.
Because alcohol is very, very drying. So I usually use alcohol on like plastic, you know, like hard surfaces. But yeah, if you definitely use, and I know you mentioned too, the Shopping Annuity foaming hand soap, you really like.
I love that
For that too.
Yeah, I mean, I've washed a lot of my makeup brushes. It would be great for this as well. It sets so nicely. It's going to remove any of those oils from either your moisturizer or from any of your serum. It's really going to clean out anything that's left over. That's like a really awesome option. And it smells good, and it's not going to dry the bristles. It's, you know, I use it on my makeup brushes. I really like it.
I love that. And it's really, I mean, they're great products. So, you know, use them for sure.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted, I
mhm.
have this roller here too. If you guys are using, you know, the pink quartz roller, or we have also our Tiger's Eye roller in the Ohms line, you know, too, make sure that you clean these off after you use them as well, because you're constantly rolling your skin, and, you know, just kind of thought of that too.
Yeah, and I mean, look, any tool that you're putting on your face or you're using with your skincare, you should always disinfect, right? You should always be cleaning it. And when you're putting it away, I love that our brush set comes with this beautiful bag. So once you unpack your beautiful bag, don't throw it out. Save it, because once your brushes are dry, you can put them in here and store them for the next time. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're storing your spatulas in something after you're done using them. And the same thing goes for your makeup brushes, you know, and your beauty blender. You want to store everything nice and clean. You don't want to store them when they're wet, only after they're dry. But, you know, just to keep them nice and sanitary and away from everything else, you know.
I did notice though, they do dry really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it doesn't take long, but I like your idea because it will keep, you know, anything that's in the air, or if you keep them in your bathroom, I mean, it will just keep everything in there sanitary.
Yeah.
And this little case here, once you take this plastic piece out that it comes, you know, in, there's a lot of room. So you can store, you know, some of your other skincare in with it.
Yep.
And great to travel with. So kind of keep that in mind as well, that it's not bulky, it's not going to take up a lot of room.
No, look, it fits right in there.
Yeah, and it's a nice case. It's zipper shut. You can
clean it nicely too.
Through.
Yeah, and you can clean it, no problem, because it's a nice soft material. No, I definitely, that bag is, definitely keep it, you know, like, and store all your brushes in there.
I love it. I love it. So any other, like, do we have any questions? Christine says, it's my favorite toiletry bag. I'm glad that you love it as much as we do too, because it's so nicely done.
Yeah, and I, you know, like you said, you're purchasing a brush set, right? And you're getting like four beautiful brushes. Like, hello, when is the last time that you had these beautiful brushes, right? And then it comes with such a nice bag. I mean,
I know.
I feel like whenever
I'm telling you, I'm gonna put my rollers in there. Yeah. I'm gonna put my little eye balm applicator in there. I'll probably even put like my little alcohol spray and my cotton rounds and have it all in like one little spot. I'm just like that, but I have to be, because, you know, I do get skin issues really easily. So I've just learned over time that, you know, all these little steps are really going to add up to a lot. Yeah. Something else that I just, you know, remembered too, that you wanted to kind of touch on is, you know, expiration dates too on your skincare.
So important. I just had that talk the other day. Like, you know, I had a client over the weekend that she's been using the same products for the past 20 years, and that's perfectly fine, right? And if she loves them, she loves them, but you do have to look at that expiration date. So if you have a product that you know, we go through stages, right? We love an eye balm, or, you know, maybe we switched over to a Cellular Labs eye balm, and we still have our original eye balm. So you want to, like, if you're going to go back, you want to look and see, when does this expire? Everything has an expiration date. Your masks, right? We don't use them, you know, as on a daily. See, everything has an expiration. So whatever product you have, I know that there's a lot of women out there that they are product horrors. We love products, right? Like whether it's makeup products, skincare products, we love them, you know, like how many lipsticks do you have? Take inventory of all of your products that you have in your bathroom and look through like the expiration date. And if something's expired, you know what? Don't put it on your face, because if it's expired and it's no good, it's our body is our largest organ. It seeps right in. So no need to be putting an expired product on your skin when we have so many choices for a new product. Try something new.
Yeah, and like if you ever open something and it doesn't look right, like the consistency is different or it smells a little funny, you know, that's a good indication too that you should just go ahead and replace that product. You know, because it can vary too, depending on the temperature and if it's in the sunlight and if it's, you know, been in like, a heated car or,
Oh
or
my
whatnot,
gosh.
or
Yeah.
just really old.
Or how about we've been inside for how long, and maybe you weren't using certain things like,
Yeah.
okay, like a lipstick, right? Maybe you weren't using a lot of different lipsticks and you have so many that you are still like, oh wow, I haven't even put lipstick on yet. I'm wearing a mask every day. Well, take inventory, okay? I just purchased a new lipstick because of that. I love this new one. But just take inventory, right? Like inventory of your mascaras, your eyeliners, those things that you may not be using them as often. I would say if you haven't used it in a year, it's time for it to go.
Yeah, I know. And time flies. So like what I'll do sometimes too is I'll even put the date on things. Like, of course, skincare usually has the expiration dates, but sometimes makeup, I will put like the date on my foundations just so I know, because I have a winter formula, I have a summer formula, whatever, but time goes by and all of a sudden you're like, ooh,
too fast.
This is like a couple of years old. Probably shouldn't use that.
It's time for it to go and just replace with new stuff. And we have so many nice options. We, for whatever you need. So
yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. Well, I know that we are kind of, at our time, and, I learned a couple things from you today. So I just like really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here and kind of just tell us a little bit about skincare hygiene. And, I hope that those of you watching kind of, picked up something too and start practicing maybe some habits that you haven't been yet, or make sure you get that skincare brush set, because that is going to just help you be a little bit more hygienic with all of your skincare as well.
These brushes are life, so get them. And yeah, it's definitely keep up with your hygiene. It's so important, right? To even disposable applicators, if I always keep those at hand, to have on hand and just get rid of them, that's a nice option, right? And making sure they use, clean everything off. And I think that's really important,
Yeah.
Your brushes, your makeup brushes, everything.
Everything. We're going to be all clean now. I
All
love it.
cleaned
Love
up.
it. I think this was the perfect topic for our self-care Sunday today. So
it was fantastic. And take care of yourself. Go give yourself a facial.
Exactly. You all deserve it. So
Yes.
go do it, because we told you that, you have permission to go do it, and, give yourself a little spa night, grab your favorite mask, put it on, just do it before bed. And if you're really tired, you can use our overnight mask and just fall asleep with it on.
Absolutely. And then wake up in the morning, refreshed, ready for a new day.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Love it. Mm.
Well, thanks for being here, Sara.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. It was so much fun talking about this topic. It's one of my favorites, and I always love talking to you about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll continue to read the comments too on this session. So
I will.
if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to leave them in the comments, and we will go back and make sure that we answer them for you guys. So
absolutely.
All right, everybody.
All right. Have a good night.